I text that again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that, and that, stop it. Knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Tell them to send that bag, and I'm coming. And I'm, you know.
Gervanto Tank Davis initially stated he can't fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, until he reached the status of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez.
Man, I think it's great for boxing. I think like boxing right now is like on top, you know what I'm saying, of the sport, bro. You know, one thing is boxing will never die, bro. Like everybody wants to see that kind of combat.
I text that again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that stop it. Knock it off, cause stop it. Tell them send that bag and I'm coming and I'm yo. Gervanto Tank Davis initially stated he can't fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, no loss, 12 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 7 wins by way of knockout, until he reached the status of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez. Man, I think it's great for boxing. I think like boxing right now is like on top, you know what I'm saying, of the sport, bro. You know, one thing is boxing will never die, bro. Like, everybody wants to see that kind of combat. Gervanto Davis gave his first words on the Jake Paul fight, making it clear he isn't impressed. Davis confidently said that Jake can't compete with me, stressing that the YouTuber-turned-boxer is nothing more than an Instagram boxer. He added that Jake is just fat and lacks the skills or experience to truly challenge him, leaving no doubt about how little he values Jake's chances. To me, like, I don't think that would even be like fair. No, I think that he's you know how he got he's a beau, he's a Instagram boxer. Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Like, I wouldn't want to leave my __. But like, I don't know about when it comes to boxing, like, wouldn't be fun. He's a really good, I wouldn't want to leave. It's not, you know, I'd probably be a little worried, to be honest. But with Ryan, when it comes to boxing, looks like a Greek goddess. A Hank would toss him down. And no, he does. He's a good-look dude. You're right. I would be afraid to leave my girl around him. And he is dope to watch in, like, the Instagram videos and __ too. Like he has fast hands and __ he's obviously a good boxer. But, yeah. What about when it comes to, like, this level, it wouldn't even be fair. He can't compete with me. People in the gym will tell you, like, I've already really got top skin. Gervanto Davis has never shied away from speaking his mind about opponents, and Jake Paul has often been at the center of those conversations. In earlier interviews, Davis dismissed the idea of facing Jake, saying he would only consider such a fight if Jake ever reached the status of legends like Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, or Canelo Alvarez. By setting that standard, Davis emphasized that boxing is about legacy, hard-earned respect, and accomplishments built over years of battles, not quick fame or social media popularity. Yet now, with the fight officially confirmed, the narrative has shifted. Many fans are pointing out the contrast between Davis's earlier stance and his current acceptance of the deal. Critics argue that while he once placed legacy above everything, the lure of a massive payday may have influenced his decision. To them, Davis has moved from dismissing Jake as irrelevant to seizing the opportunity when money came calling. This change has sparked debate among boxing fans, raising questions about whether Davis is staying true to his legacy-driven ideals or simply cashing in on spectacle. Gervanto Tank Davis initially stated he can't fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, no loss, 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, until he reached the status of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez. And now yesterday we have got an announcement that November 14th in Atlanta, Georgia, Gervanto Tank Davis, instead of fighting the highly anticipated rematch with WBA super featherweight, now lightweight star title contender, whom they fought March 1st to a controversial draw, and that being Lamont Rose Jr., who is 25 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Gervanto Tank Davis is instead going to fight Jake Paul. So now he views himself on the level of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez. He feels like he has achieved what he set out to achieve to reach that level. Or he just seen the money flashing and decided that's the right direction to go in because he clearly has not reached that level. He said that he had to do things in the sport of boxing still and fight his peers. He's only fought one guy. Shakur Stevenson, an undefeated and highly skilled fighter, also shares his thoughts on the matchup. He acknowledges that Jake Paul might bring a size advantage into the ring, but he firmly believes it won't make a difference against Gervanto. Stevenson explains that boxing is not won by size alone, but by superior skills, speed, and intelligence inside the ring. In his opinion, Davis possesses all these qualities in abundance, giving him a clear edge. Stevenson confidently dismissed the idea that Jake could compete with Tank. He argued that Jake, despite training hard and gathering some wins, is not at the technical level of fighters who have dedicated their entire lives to boxing. For Stevenson, Davis's explosiveness, accuracy, and fight-ending power would always overshadow Jake's physical size. This opinion adds weight because Stevenson himself is known for his analytical approach and precision inside the ring. His last fight when he fought Lamont, Jake Paul was at the fight. He told y'all he was gonna fight somebody like Jake Paul. So, I'm not shocked. It don't surprise me. So, and, Shakur Jake, when he fought Mike Tyson, he was 227 pounds. He was 199 and like 199 point something his last fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He hasn't been only boxing for a couple of years. He's 12-1. Tank Davis obviously been boxing his whole life. He's 301. He's knocked everybody out except for 3 opponents in his life. But at what point does size matter so much though where it can't be overcome Shakur, and is it in this case here when you've got what is like a 70-pound difference between these two guys? I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy. Is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank? No way. Nope. Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and saying he's got good power. Not even I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power. No, not at all. I think Tank he been boxing his whole life. Been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's gonna be an issue or problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels. British heavyweight Dave Allen expressed his disappointment with the idea of Gervonta versus Jake Paul, labeling it as another unnecessary exhibition-style event. Allen emphasized that boxing should focus on real competitive matchups rather than spectacle-driven contests. For him, Davis has already established himself in the sport, and instead of lowering his career value by fighting Jake Paul, he should look toward retirement or competitive fights against established boxers. Allen explained that fights like these take away from the traditional spirit of boxing. He criticized the trend of exhibition matches involving social media stars, suggesting that they are more about money and entertainment than the authenticity of the sport. In his opinion, the best way to respect Davis's career is not by throwing him into an unusual matchup with Jake, but by allowing him to step away from the ring on his own terms. He's trained this fight by fighting against real bears. This is true. People are going, no chance. No chance. Do you reckon this guy could he be the toughest of your opponents so far? Do you reckon? I don't think he's the best that I face. I faced a few Olympic medalists, a few world title challenges, but I think he's probably the most dangerous. Maybe not the best boxer. He might not be the most technical, but he hits really hard. He's really big and strong. So yeah, I think he's the most dangerous task I face, but he may not the best fighter I've been in with. Whereabouts is a fight, Dave? Where you fighting him? It's at the Sheffield Arena, right? Headlining Sheffield, which is like my local arena. So yeah, it's a big night for me. He won his last fight, didn't you, Dave, against Ricardo Brown, and 20 wins, 19 KOs he's got. So, like you says, he is dangerous. How's the training gone for you ahead of this fight? Yeah, it's been good. He's put a bit of fear in me, to be honest. I have had a bit of genuine fear. I've been stopped, but I've never been on the canvas ever as a pro or amateur. So, and I'd like to keep it that way really. I'm not on anyone's highlight reel. You see highlight reels, all the fighters I face. I'm not on any of them, and I'd like to keep it that way. So yeah, training has gone up a notch. For the Fisher rematch, I did wear a little bit heavy. So, for this one, if I cut any corners, there's a good chance I'll get beat and get beat in bad fashion. So, it has really peed me up a little bit. I've been training a tiny bit harder. I've been eating a whole lot better and resting, and then I think I'm looking at a career best performance. Good man. Let's move on. Talk about this big news of the day. Cruiserweight Jake Paul and WBA lightweight world champion Gervonta Davis will stepping the ring together in exhibition Atlanta November 14th. For context, the top weight for a cruiserweight sits at 97 kilos while the heaviest a lightweight can be is 61. 2. Dave.